leave that there and hope my teacher voice works, because 2024 has been a year of first in a long time at Trinity Episcopal Church. It's the first year that we did not hear the word discernment or transition. Neither one of those words were prevalent for 2024. Now, I still think back to, or I wasn't there, but I think back of the stories I heard of our early parishioners gathering in that freezing cold fish ice house in Hampton Falls. We got a taste of it today sitting in here. It was 55 when we walked in. It is now up to 64. Woo! So it is rising. But I think back to what this hall has meant over the last 65, 70 years that it has been present. I think of what the house it is attached to has meant since 1865 when it was moved onto this property. Now, that's a lot of time for that house to be moved, this parish to be built, the church building to be next door. One of the questions we will be answering during 2025 is, what will the next 25 years look like for us as a community? What will the next 25 years look like for Hobbs House? We have been partners in our discipleship work with many nonprofits over the last 25 years. They moved in 1996. So you think we are hitting 30 years of partnerships, or close to 30 years of partnership with our partner agencies. Village Preschool moved in about 2004, 2005, about that time, may have been 2003. What is the next phase of this property? It's not about discernment, it's now moving into stewardship. We have been graced with this great property. Are we being good stewards? And I would say we have been maintenance stewards. We have maintained, we have worked our hardest to keep the grass mowed, the buildings well kept on an annual basis. However, the brown spots on the roof are not diminishing. The windstorm saw a record number of shingles blown off at our recent storm. The challenge for us for 2025 is going to be, what does stewardship look like of housing this property? In 2020, in January of 2020, the BC at that time was talking about a capital improvement plan campaign. 2020, that was 5 years ago. Something happened and it interrupted that capital campaign. But I will be challenging the BC to really look at a capital campaign and looking at what is the next 25 years of this property going to look like. The last time I was at an annual meeting where we talked about the future in big terms, the senior warden stood up here and told us it was going to be closed. Our church was going to be closed. I do not believe that to be true. But I believe we do need to look at what do we need to do so that for the next 25, 50 years, this property can be a beacon of hope, a beacon of light. So that will be my challenge to the BC. That will be my challenge to parishioners. You will hear more and more about that in the time to come. Our call to action is now about stewardship here. I want to be very clear, we can no longer defer the maintenance. That is not an acceptable thing. We've been maintaining and we have been faithful stewards regularly of this property. But there are going to be big costs, and it may be reaching out to the community. It may be asking our partner agencies who use this building, what is their mission? Does their mission match our discipleship today? Hampton community has changed a lot in those 30 years. And I will say, social media is fantastic, but we have a nation of isolationism and a loneliness. And to me, that is the greatest call of churches today, is to fight the epidemic of loneliness. How do we create communities that people can sit down, break bread, and have conversations? And that would be my big call to all of us. Because I can tell you, when I sit down with my friends, none of us, left, right, care about each other's politics. But we know them, because you can't hide from them. But you know what? We have the discussion in a sense of respect. And so we always say we are a welcoming community. All are welcome. We live that out through opening our doors to a wide variety of people. And we must continue to do that. So that is my senior warden report, is really about being good stewards of this property, being good stewards of our discipleship as we move forward. Amen.